Howdy, howdy. Welcome on in to the pre-show before the free show.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm regional Emmy loser Greg Tepper. Joined by
fellow
regional Emmy loser Ashley Pickle. It's more fun to be that than a winner, I think.
That is a take.
It's a better bit. It's a better bit. And you know that all I'm in this for is for bits.
Yeah.
You know? The Lone Star Emmys were last night. And we were up, you and I were up for a show. I think it was like one of the between game shows at state championships. And we lost.
I forgot it was last night until I got an email about it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
I forgot.
That shows how locked in I was to
I
that.
forgot about it as well until I saw a tweet about it. That somebody, like a friend of ours, that had won. Well, I don't know. Do you know Brian Ray?
Uh-huh.
Okay, friend of ours.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Are you cool with Brian Ray?
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I used to.
I waited until I saw a tweet from him.
No, when I was an intern at then Fox Sports Southwest, my main show that I worked on was Stars, post-game, halftime, pre-game, so Stars Live. And so I got to work with Brian and Sevy forever, and every time I would walk in, Sevy would go, "Whoa, here comes trouble."
That's very Sevy. It's very Sevy. He and I have a long-standing beef together.
You know what's really cool though?
Our friends community coffee.
The Jamie Benn thing that won the category that we were in. My brother was on that crew. He was working utilities for the Stars.
Was that what we lost to? Was it that, or did we lose to the Rangers? Tom Greaves' last game.
No, you must have been in a different one.
I guess it was in a different. I guess I was only nominated once. Apparently, you were nominated multiple times.
No, we lost to the Jamie Benn 1000th game.
So we lost to stupid, sexy Brian Ray?
I think so. Yeah, I guess so, because I guess it would be a program and not the actual game itself.
Yeah.
I think they won 2 Emmys for that one. Like, I think they won it for, like, the actual game, and then I don't know.
To be clear, and we talked about this beforehand, like when the nominations came out. Super cool to be nominated.
Yeah. Oh, there was no way.
We had a 0% chance.
No, absolutely not.
0% chance of winning. But you know who did win an Emmy last night?
Yes.
Multiple of our friends, including coming up later on this program,
Craig Way.
Craig Way won another Emmy because the North Shore Duncanville Volume 4 game won. For, like, game production or something.
Yeah, that rules. I was super excited too for Erin Hardigan. Jessica
Armstrong, WTF's own Jessica Armstrong.
And
was it Totes?
Yeah, I think it was Totes.
Jeff Totes?
I think Totes was the editor on that one.
That sounds right. That sounds
Maybe
right.
it was Tanner.
Whoever it was.
I don't know. I can't remember.
That's knowable, but I'm not going to look it up. They won, and I believe this is the shocking thing. This is shocking to me because I texted both Jess and Erin. That's their first Emmy.
That is crazy.
They'd never won one.
What was really cool, though, is they
nuts.
won it for their story that they did over DJ Mann, the Lubbock Coronado head coach that went back home. So that, I don't know, that was just like a full, like, happy heart moment when all of that, it was DJ Mann's story with all those good people.
High school football, with the big win last night.
I was pumped.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a fun night, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't there. I was taking care of kids, and then Sarah Merrifield texted me. She won last night, too. Our friend
nice.
Sarah Merrifield won one, and Austin, Paige Schnorbach won one, too.
Nice.
Yeah, so very cool. Anyway, congratulations to all our friends who took home Emmys last night. And we're going to ask Craig Way about winning an Emmy, what that's like, because we don't know how. We'll never know, apparently.
Someone is bitter.
The loser show over here.
Well, yeah, that's been known. We didn't need an award show to tell us that.
I guess that's a good point. Hit the theme expo. Pickle! Hit the air sign. Yes, y'all. From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a show online. My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the places, or you'll listen to the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local mediocre internet show. I'm sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good, working the computers, getting the wires in order, turning off the microphones that I left on last night after recording Tep and Step. She's the Duchess of the Dork. She's Ashley Pickle.
See, it's not the microphones. What actually is the issue is you keep leaving on the system. Like, you turn it off, but the switch on the back is to completely turn it off. And you forget that every week. And then sometimes old girl gets really mad.
'Cause I was going to say, I shut down the computer.
Yeah, you do, but it's just the one little extra switch, which is very annoying. Trust me.
That is annoying because
yes.
I can't find it. And I got like these pork sausage fingers. I'm trying to reach back there. It's terrible. Today is Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
August 29th, 2020.
I hope it's only Tuesday.
2023, 86 days until Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to, good Lord. It's Michael Jackson's birthday, so there's
nice.
that. But then it's just a bunch of TikTok people.
Ish is a really big Michael Jackson music fan.
Well, his music's very good. Yeah, goodness.
I don't know TikTok people.
Bad day for birthdays. Anyway, I guess Leah Michelle? Is she still relevant?
I don't know who that is.
Who's to say? Anyway, happy birthday to all the TikTok people. It's episode 1638. On today's show, folks, big show, multi-guest show. We're going multi-guest. Off the top, there was college football this weekend. The UTEP Miners played, and we are going to talk with the host of The Mineshaft, the UTEP podcast on the Dave Campbell's Republic Football Podcast Network. Colin Deaver will join us live here momentarily. We'll talk a little UTEP football. Then we're going to be joined by the Emmy Award-winning Hall of Famer Craig Way. He will join us to talk a little bit about high school football and maybe about why Rice plays Texas. And then we're going to roll out the Dave Campbell.
Beatrice.
What's that?
Beatrice. Have I ever told you that story?
Save it for final
I'll save
thoughts.
it for final thoughts. I'm about to put Trish on blast.
We'll round it all out with the Dave Campbell's Texan Live top 10 plays of the week from week 1 of the Texas high school football season. Do we have first four through the door?
We sure do. It was Tony Blaylock, Deadbeat Pinata, twice. Nick Morton, Daniel Agnew, and Tanner Solis.
That's 5. First 5 through the door. Oops. Congratulations to Tanner Solis. Illegitimate first 4 through the door.
I got lost counting.
Illegitimate first 4 through the door. Hope you'll go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe to become Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. We had many people do it over the weekend. I think because they realized, oh, wait, I want to watch high school football games on Friday night. Well, great news. If you go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe, you get, as part of your subscription, you get the access to the 2020, or you get access to Dave Campbell's Texan Live, our streaming platform where you can listen to watch hundreds of Texas high school football games live on your device at TexanLive.com. If you go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe, plus you get 3 magazines and a year of exclusive online content at TexasFootball.com, all for the low, low price of $49.95 for the year. TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Forgot to put on my headphones. I'm putting on my headphones.
Oh, yeah. Wow. This is why we're the loser show.
We are the loser show. 0-time Emmy Award-winning show, Texas football today. Let's go to the hotline, Pickle. There was college football this weekend involving a Texas team, the UTEP Miners. It did not go as planned for the Miners, and we are pleased to be joined by Colin Deaver. Colin Deaver is the host of The Mineshaft, the UTEP podcast on the Dave Campbell's Republican Football Podcast Network. Colin, do you read me?
I can hear you guys. Can you hear me?
I got you perfectly loud and clear. How are things in beautiful El Paso, Texas?
Well, I'm currently headed out of El Paso to Las Cruces because we also, for my day job at KTSM, we cover New Mexico State as well. But, always happy to talk about the UTEP Miners, no doubt.
You're just all over the Battle of I-10. That's just that's just your scene.
Yeah. At this point, I am the Battle of I-10, so that's how I feel.
So UTEP opens their season last week on the road at FBS newcomer Jacksonville State, and it doesn't go great. 17-14, the Miners fall to the Gamecocks. I'm interested in your perspective as the guy who is as close to this program as anybody. What you made of what we saw from the Miners on Saturday?
Well, It just felt like deja vu from a lot of their games last year. You know, they go 5-7 a season ago, and they had games against Rice, against Middle Tennessee, against UTSA, where they did a lot of fantastic things. I mean, go look at the stat sheet from Saturday. They outgained Jacksonville State, I think, by almost 100 yards. You know, they did some good things. The defense was solid, held a rushing attack under Rich Rodriguez that has been fantastic at Jacksonville State. They pretty much held them in check. They held them to 65 passing yards. I mean, they did some good things. It's just the thing that has always just shot them in the foot the last couple of years, and it's just silly mistakes. It's taking back-to-back timeouts. It's turnovers in really bad spots. It's decisions on play calls, whether it be in the first half, whether it be late in the game. Obviously, the two throws on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 certainly made the rounds on Twitter and social media over the weekend. And yeah, it's just, I would just say deja vu. I do think, I will say that the game goes entirely differently. I truly believe this. If that touchdown on their first drive does not get overturned, Kelly Akari almost comes down with that. If it's a game at the Sun Bowl where they have 4 camera angles instead of a CBS Sports Network, you know, opening weekend where they have 11, maybe there's not a camera angle that overturns it. And then you have a touchdown, 95 yards on your first drive of the season. And I just think the game completely changes after that. But yeah, just a lot of things, you know, bad luck. That's bad luck, the touchdown getting overturned, but obviously some self-inflicted wounds that doomed them on Saturday.
This is now the 6th year under Coach Dana Dimmel, and there have been some positives from the Miners in his time there. Obviously, losing to an FBS newcomer is not exactly what Miners fans had in mind. What is the vibe among UTEP fans right now surrounding the man in charge there, Dana Dimmel, as he is now into his 6th year at the helm?
I wouldn't say it's great today for the reasons that you just said. I mean, losing to an FBS newcomer, people are frustrated. And look, I think that Dana Dimmel, given the situation, he walked into a situation where somebody else had burned the house down before he got there. And then he was tasked with completely rebuilding the foundation. I mean, doing everything. But they're kind of beyond that point now. I mean, you're in year 6. You've built the program. You've already been to a bowl game. These are all your guys. I said it last week. I mean, this is the year they've been waiting for, theoretically. Like, this is the year that they should be, you know, a bowl game should be the expectation. And a conference title, while I didn't pick them to win a conference title before the season started. If things break right for them this year, it's on the table. Like, they have the talent. They have the experience to do that. So I think that frustration would be the right word to use. Certainly, I mean, you have your you know, drastic people on social media who are calling for him to get fired after the game. I mean, I think that's a little ridiculous. But you know, I think certainly frustration is the right word to use.
Talking with Colin Deaver of the Mineshaft of the Dave Campbell's Republic Football Podcast Network here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation, #TF Today. There's another guy that I specifically want to ask you about, and that is QB1, Gavin Hardison. I don't know that there is a more baffling player in Texas college football than Gavin Hardison, because in watching him, there are times where he makes throws that you say, that's an NFL throw. Like, there are throws that he makes that are jaw-dropping that almost nobody else in the state can make. And then there are times where he will make really just astounding decisions that leave you scratching your head. The quarterback spot at UTEP has befuddled them for a minute. Is there a sense that this was just one bad game and that there could be a move forward, or is this just kind of what we're going to get from Gavin Hardison on a weekly basis?
Well, he's been starting now. This is his 4th season, and it's been a lot of that, right? For the 4 years that he's kind of been the starting quarterback. You're right. He has as much arm talent as anybody at the Group of 5 in college football. Scouts come through from the NFL level to talk to him basically every single practice. Dana Dimmels told a story about one of the scouts for the Giants last week, saying that he had as strong of an arm as anybody in the NFL, not just college football, in the NFL. So he has so many attributes that, to your point, make him, when he's on, one of the best quarterbacks at the group of 5 level. He also seems like one or two things a game that leave you scratching, like you said. So this is his last year of eligibility. This has got to be the year if they're going to kind of do all the things that they think they can do. I mean, he has to be the one that steps up and makes it happen. And I know that's super cliche, right, to say, if the quarterback plays well, the team's going to be good. But, I mean, we've seen what they can be when he's, average to pretty good. And that's a pretty good football team. They win when he plays pretty well. They usually win. So I think if he can step it up this year and kind of live up to like the flashes that he's shown and do it on a more consistent level, then yeah, they could be pretty good. But to this point, it just hasn't been as much of a consistent effort from Gavin in the offense as they would probably like to see. But I certainly, again, the flashes are there. He's capable. The offense is capable. They just have to do it on a more consistent basis.
It's on to the next one. Saturday night, Incarnate Word comes calling to the Sun Bowl for the home opener for the Miners. I don't want to go crazy here, but at Northwestern, I mean, who the heck knows what that's going to look like? And then at Arizona on the horizon. Is it fair to call Saturday night? I don't want to be an alarmist, but is it fair to call Saturday night a must-win for this team?
Oh yeah, I don't think you're being an alarmist there, and I think people really need to realize. I don't know that UTEP fans are completely aware, and people know that Incarnate Word went to the FCS semifinals last year. But I mean, this is a game that they're going to have to play. You're not. This isn't you're walking out there and playing some middle of the road Big Sky team. This is probably going to be a pretty good team. Zach Calzada is the quarterback. He beat Alabama 2 years ago when he was at A&M. He's not going to be afraid of stepping into the Sun Bowl to play UTEP. So I think it's more of a more difficult game than maybe people are here might realize. So, but no, I think it's completely fair to call it a must-win game, because if you lose it, you're 0-2. Again, like you said, Northwestern is interesting. It's so interesting with everything going on around there. Maybe it's a game they win, but you can't just expect as a group of 5 team to go on the road and beat 2 Power 5 teams 2 weeks in a row. That's just not something that you can expect. So yeah, I mean, I think it's very fair to call this a must-win game to get to 1-1. He's
Colin Deaver. You can see his fine work on KTSM out there covering UTEP and New Mexico State, and you can hear him on the Dave Campbell's Republic of Football Podcast Network on the Mine Shaft, where they will have complete coverage of your UTEP Miners. Colin, appreciate your time, my friend, and take care. Enjoy the weekend.
All right, thank you guys for having us. We'll have another podcast of the Mine Shaft up today, so people can get our thoughts there too.
Fantastic. More UTEP content. Appreciate you, man.
All right, thank you.
There he goes, Colin Deaver of the Mine Shaft of the Dave Campbell's Republic Football Podcast Network. They have Gavin Bichelle, they're the former UTEP punter, on there too, and it's a good listen. It's a good listen. You should listen to the Mine Shaft. UTEP's a fascinating program. That's a dud of a start. To lose to an FBS newcomer, and the other thing that stinks, and I don't want to get too far into it, is that that's a conference game. So you already own one in conference.
Yep.
So that's the real bummer here.
Yeah, especially after all the negatives that they had to get with the conference realignment of being just the team that geographically was so left off, and it was just one of those things. It's like, man, you've got to at least in that form punch back.
100%. So a huge game. I think a huge game for, Saturday night at the Sun Bowl as they welcome an Incarnate Word. I'll be locked in Saturday night. It's gonna be a Saturday night party. Me, Incarnate Word, and UTEP, because I know how to party. We're Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Coming up here just in a moment, we're going to ask Craig Way what it's like to win an Emmy, and also about high school football. But first, a word from these goods and services.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texas loves doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful, long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
I feel like bustin' loose, bustin' loose, come on. Get on up. Oh yeah, get on up. Bustin' loose when you wanna sing. Bustin' loose, baby, do your thing. Talking about bustin' loose, yeah.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, even at home. We provide compassionate, caring support virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here.
Pickle, it's Tuesday.
Tuesdays! Let's go! We're back!
Let's go to the hotline. We're pleased to be joined by the Hall of Famer, the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer. You can now hear him on a radio station that he'll tell you all about here in a moment. And Emmy Award-winning broadcaster Craig Way.
Woohoo!
Mr. Way, does the trophy case feel heavier these days?
It's funny, when I moved from the one house in Cedar Park to the one in Georgetown where I currently reside, Lynn and I decided, okay, well, this particular room we'll do kind of as an office / studio, whatever, and we'll set up shelving and stuff like that for the trophy case or Emmys or whatever. And it's a nice thought, and we're into a year into it now, and that office / studio just has a bunch of boxes in it right now. That's all it has, boxes. No desk, no studio, nothing. We haven't even gotten to it yet. But it's because of being around the great game of Texas high school football. It's kept me busy, as well as Longhorn games. So, yeah, that's cool. And really, seriously, it's neat, as you know, yourself an Emmy winner, and this is a beautiful thing because 6 of the 7 Emmy Awards that I've been lucky enough to be a part of, we've had mostly the same production crew doing Texas high school football state championship games. And 3 of those 7 Emmys are direct product of Galena Park North Shore versus Duncanville. 2 North Shore victories and 1 Duncanville victory, because that's the drama and the pathos of those state championship games. And whenever something like that wins, it's a win-win for Texas high school football. That's what I think. The fact that the production and telecast of a high school football game, whether it's championship or not, can stand toe-to-toe with pro sports telecasts of Mavericks, Stars, Rangers, whatever, Spurs, whatever, whatever it might be, and then be selected as the best live sporting event telecast. And that was cool. So everybody who was a part of that, and you guys were a part of it too, because you were on the halftime show. So, everybody comes in for congratulations on that deal.
Oh, we don't get trophies. It's Craig Way. Congratulations, buddy. We're thrilled for you guys. It's certainly well deserved. We've been spending the whole last 36 hours telling people not to overreact to week 1 of the Texas high school football season. And so let's ask you to overreact here for week 1 of the Texas high school football season. I'll put it to you this way. Give me a team or 2 or 3. I don't want to limit you. Give me a team or 2 or 3 that coming out of week 1, you're saying, ooh, I have an eye on you. I think there might be something special there. Maybe something that I thought maybe even better than I thought it was going to be based on week 1. Are there a couple of teams that coming out of week 1 you are thinking, okay, maybe you got a little something here?
It's funny. You said we spending all this time not overreacting. And then here are you and I sitting at dinner Saturday night with our wives, and you and I are overreacting the entire time. They're enjoying dinner, and we're talking about how Rockwall was taking apart Cedar Hill and all that kind of stuff in real time as the games were going on. So I think people know you better than that, Tep, and they know me better than that. So, and Pickle knows us better than that. So. Everybody knows we're going to overreact or try not to overreact, right?
Right.
To your question, I think sometimes it's the more things change, the more they remain the same with regard to, say, a North Shore or a Duncanville or a Cedar Hill. That said, and you brought it up on the show, and I'm right there with you on this one. I was quite impressed with what Cibolo Steel did. And I was also quite impressed with what Vandegrift did in a 20-point win over a good Dripping Springs team. So in terms of 6A, I was quite impressed with those two. Those are two that just, leap off the page at me. And, Alito is Alito. We kind of figured it would be like that. And then, maybe it was a little bit of an eyebrow raiser what happened with McKinney and Longview in 5A.
Let's take the flip side of that, and again, putting into the context that this is a self-admitted overreaction, but based on what we saw in week 1, are there any teams that catch your eye from a concerning point of view that you go, maybe there's trouble in paradise, maybe they're not going to reload, so to speak, as quickly as we thought? Are there any teams that caught your eye in a less than glamorous way?
I would think maybe they're just coming up, off the top of my head, maybe Manville. With what they did, and we'll see as they try to get things going again, obviously. And that's one that kind of came to mind is like, okay, I thought, maybe I don't know what I was expecting, or if I was expecting more, maybe that was something. Corpus Christi Vets Memorial won theirs. And now they should handle their business. They won by 3 in their opener. That was one that came to mind. But by and large, it's like you say, it's difficult to put it this way. It's difficult to not automatically overreact. When you see Argyle get worked like they did against Melissa, the natural tendency is to kind of, if not overreact, certainly have the eyebrows go up and go, woo. But then again, we remember it's week 1. Remember with Alito last year, how it started, and lo and behold, what happened at the end. So that's why you and I caution people not to do it, even though you and I are probably as guilty as anybody else of feeling the pangs of overreaction.
It's now time to do one of our favorite things, the meanest thing we do to each other each week, which is I'm going to give you a teleporter, and I'm going to allow you use of that teleporter to teleport to any of the 731 Texas high school football games this weekend, but you can only teleport to one. Which one are you going to find your way towards this week?
I think it might be Steele and Lake Travis, because I want to see how Lake Travis responds. I mean, what was it? You borrowed my phrase, rock fight, on the air the other night, and talking about that 13-6, and I think I used the term taffy pull. in their matchup with Arlington Martin. How for real is Steele? I think we find out a little bit more with regard to that. So that's one, I think, certainly that comes to mind. I'll give you another one. Louisville and Highland Park. Highland Park was impressive in the first game. Louisville, likewise. They had a rock'em sock'em game last year, and that might be another one that certainly comes to mind.
Well, you can watch them both on Dave Campbell's Texan Live.
Wow!
There
Look at
you
you!
are.
Look at you!
Instant promo.
How about that?
Is this the part where I'm supposed to promote the new radio station I'm at now?
I'm going to give you a moment there. Give me a second. I'm getting there.
Man,
It's Craig Way, the Texas High School Ball Hall of Famer, join us here on Texas Football Today. Craig, you and I want to make sure I give you an opportunity to talk on this because we didn't have you on last week. I know that you and I on Saturday, you mentioned we went to dinner, and your insistence was that we raise a glass to the great Bill Little. Bill Little at the University of Texas passed away after what can only be described as a legendary career there with the University of Texas Athletics. I know you were particularly close to Bill, and he played a particularly key role in your career. And I'm curious as what, from your perspective, the legacy of Bill Little will be in your life.
You know, I don't even have to say it. If you just saw the reactions, both in social media and online, and the way it was published as well, the general response was he was the conduit to all things history of Texas athletics. Here was a guy who was the media relations giant for Texas Longhorn football, starting right at the turn at about 1970-71. He followed the legendary Jones Ramsey, and Bill was there with Coach Royal, and then all the coaches after that. The historian of sorts, and knew so much about the program. He was a graduate of the University of Texas. There's this legendary story that went around that Bill Little, who was the sports editor of the Daily Texan, the campus newspaper, in his senior year of 1963-64, may personally have tipped the scales for Texas to win its first ever national championship in college football, because that year it was a little over a week after the assassination of President Kennedy. Texas played Texas A&M in College Station. The Longhorns were unbeaten, and it was just kind of a mud bog that they were playing in the field. There'd been a lot of rain in College Station, and the Longhorns were really slowed down, and they were struggling, and it was late in the game, and it had already been handed a second reprieve by the Aggies, who had intercepted a pass which looked like it was going to stop the Texas drive, except that they tried to lateral it and it was fumbled. Texas recovered. They scored a touchdown. They go ahead. Aggies get the ball last, and they drive down and they throw a pass into the end zone where the guy juggled it, and it was a little bit difficult to tell in the old grainy black and white footage whether he held it and had a foot down in the back of the end zone. The officials seemed to hesitate. Bill, at the time, 21 years of age, standing behind the goalpost in a trench coat and a fedora hat, waves his arms incomplete and does it demonstratively. And there are those who say the official was influenced by that and waved it incomplete. And Texas held on it. Now, Bill always downplayed it and said, no, it was an incomplete pass. It was incomplete. But that's the kind of legendary status he had. He was a baseball broadcaster for 50 years. He mainly is an analyst, but also did play-by-play of their 1975 national championship team. He was analyst with me for about 12 or 13 years before he retired. And, he was just, he did play-by-play of their basketball, their NIT championship team in 1978. He was a legendary, iconic figure, a giant in the annals and the lore of University of Texas athletics, and he'll definitely be missed.
Most certainly, and I was proud to raise a glass to him in his memory with you on Saturday. There is before we let you go, there's other exciting news in your world. I understand that 2:00 today, the Craig Way Show?
Let's go.
Yeah, we actually started it yesterday. Mm-hmm. So as I mentioned on the air yesterday, I have never dealt with an eponymous labeling of a show that I was on it with my name on it. And that was easy to duck and hide behind things if it didn't go well back then on those things. But yeah, the show started yesterday, and I am back on my old station, AM 1300 The Zone, where I was for 19 years and doing the Texas Longhorn games. And of course, it was crosstown at the Horn for 6.5 years. Well, now the broadcasts are back on AM 1300 The Zone and on 98.1 KVET FM. So in conjunction with that, I moved back over and doing a daily show from 2 to 4, of which you will be a weekly guest and contributor.
Make sure you listen to the Craig Way Show, 2 to 4 p.m. on AM 1300 The Zone in Austin. He's Craig Way, the Texas High School Football Hall of Famer. Craig, appreciate your time, my friends, and I will talk to you a little later today, and then we will see you on High School Scoreboard Live Friday night on Valley Sports Southwest.
We'll do it, Tep, and Pickle, keep chopping away. You and your minions are off to a great start in your new and exciting enterprise.
Thanks, Craig. Appreciate it, man.
Bye, Craig.
See ya.
There he goes. Craig Way, the Texas High School Hall of Famer, joins us every Tuesday here on Texas Football Today. Exciting news in his world. An Emmy winner now. I mean, he's been an Emmy winner. Another Emmy winner. A new the Craig Way Show?
The Craig Way Show, correct. Is correct. That is officially labeled as a correct.
Do we need T-shirts?
Yes.
We need T-shirts. We're going to get some T-shirts.
Please.
Now,
I'm holding you to this.
Ooh, a hoodie.
Every week
hoodie.
Okay, every single week that I don't have a Craig Way shirt, I'm replaying this for you.
Okay, we need to get Craig Way
I just wanted
shirts.
to say Tuesdays on it, please.
AM 1300 The Zone. We need Craig Way Show shirts, please. We appreciate Craig Way, the Texas Football Hall of Famer, joins us every Tuesday here on Texas Football Today. We are Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Coming up here in just a moment, the Dave Campbell's Texan Live Top 10 Plays of the Week from Week 1, rather. But first, let's find out who are our Ozarka Fueled by Nature Teams of the Week.
Dave Campbell's Texas Football, in partnership with Ozarka, is proud to honor one team from each classification with the Ozarka Fueled by Nature Team of the Week Award. The teams selected throughout the course of this program have exemplified the best in Texas high school football. Congratulations to this week's recipients of the Ozarka Fueled by Nature Team of the Week Award. We salute you. For more information, visit TexasFootball.com.
Week 1 of the Texas high school football season is in the books. In the pocket, out of sight. But we got to do one last thing, Pickle, and that is to roll out the Dave Campbell's Texan Live Top 10 Plays of the Week, put together by our friends at Dave Campbell's Texan Live. You could see all these plays on TexanLive.com on Friday night with our, what do we have, like 50-something games last week?
Yep.
Jeez. TexanLive.com. But if you missed it, here's the Top 10 Plays of the Week from Week 1 from Dave Campbell's Texan Live.
From the Eagle 40-yard line, pitch out. Stopping. Solomon pulls up to throw. Man open down the field. It's Jeremiah Scobie. Who's got it? Touchdown.
Second down and 10 from the 25. Delay draw. Fire over the middle. It's picked off. What a great beat on that one. INT back the other way to the 10, to the 5. Diving. He gets in. Yes. Touchdown, Hebron. Ruder looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Heaves it deep downfield. There's a man open. Touchdown, Eagles. Can you believe it? Jonathan Corbin from Gooder. Edwards coming this way. Has to try to reverse his field. He's in big trouble, but he stays on his feet. Finds some blocks. Zyshawn Edwards to the end zone. Touchdown.
Out of the gun. Takes it. Bulldozes his way and picks up the first down and a whole lot more. Marcus Turner to the house.
Fade, corner of the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown, Spring. Unbelievable throw and catch.
4th and forever. 5 seconds to go, half number 1. Jackson Sims here, ready for the Hail Mary attempt. Heaves it down the field. Kyle Sheffield makes the catch. Touchdown, Kingwood Park.
Wow.
To end the first half, the prayer is answered. Kyle Sheffield Russell throwing 3rd and long. Zips it for Moore. Makes the jump ball catch, and now he's off to the races. DeCorian Moore. Nobody's going to catch him. What a night that Moore is having. It's his 3rd touchdown reception.
At 14-point deficit. It's blocked! Field goal is blocked! Picked up by the Mustangs. Flexet looking, still looking, throwing deep left side. Interception! Oh my goodness, what a crazy turn of events!
Ryan going for the win. They're saying, let's be bold. Power eye. Play fake. Hobbs throws one. Caught! Caught! Caught by Jose Melendez, and Jen Ryan wins on the final play of the game.
There it is. The Dave Campbell's Texan Life Top 10 Plays of the Week.
That ruled. And that was just week 1.
See all those on TexanLive.com live. You can watch all those.
Like, we came back into the season with a bang.
I want to spotlight number 2. That blocked field goal, okay? That's Jace McMillan for Katie Tompkins. He blocked the kick and then intercepted the pass. He did both of them.
Yes.
Okay? He blocked the kick and then ran back and intercepted the pass on the same play. That might be the silliest. I get it. The Denton Ryan play should be number 1. I get it.
Yes.
But that's the silliest play of the week.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Because the Denton Ryan one was literally the last play of the game. Like, there was implications there. The other one was just like, what?
That's the most ridiculous
how
play
did you
of the
do
week.
that?
Oh, my gosh. Anyway, Dave Campbell's Texan Live Top 10 Plays of the Week. You can find those on TexanLive.com. Let's go over to Ashley Pickle for America's second favorite segment, Final Thoughts, with a story about rice in Texas.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I might have told this here before, but I can't remember. So if you're...
It's episode 1630 something.
Yeah, I've said a lot. No, allow me to put my mother on blast for a second.
Let's go. Hi, Trish.
My parents have had season tickets to the Texas Longhorn games for many years. My dad, huge sports fan. My mom, before she met my dad, not big sports fan. So when they first started dating, I think that he offered to take her to one of the Texas games, and it was Texas versus Rice. I don't know exactly what year this was, but my mom was like, okay, I'll go check it out. So it was one of her first Longhorn games, and the cheerleaders, or the chap girls, I guess, for Texas, it might have been the cheerleaders, they were holding up signs that said, beat Rice. And my mom thought they were doing that, like, highlighting a player. And so she goes, who is Beatrice? Because they were standing so close together, which it makes sense. That's accurate. But they were standing so close together with the beat Rice, it looked like Beatrice. And she was like, well, what player is Beatrice? So every time the Texas and Rice play, we always call it the Beatrice Bowl.
Beatrice. Oh, that's classic.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I mean,
Big game this week. Big game this week. I wonder if Texas can Beatrice.
Correct. The mob is always great. The mob is always
Mob doesn't miss.
So good to watch.
Marching Owl Band does not miss.
I've been to many Beatrice Bowls in my day, and
the Beatrice Bowl.
And the mob is great.
Classic Trish.
Yep.
You love to see it.
So anyway, love you, Trish.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks again to Colin Deaver of the Mine Shaft on the Dave Campbell's Republic of Football Podcast Network and the Hall of Famer Craig Way for being our guests. For Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please give me your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you tomorrow for Recruiting Day on Texas Football Today.